gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
News starts now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news coming from West Grand Boulevard in Detroit, right in front of Henry Ford Hospital. A lot of police on the scene here investigating that SUV with the windows blown out. And we have just confirmed 2 men were shot in that car. One of them has been killed. It's an active situation.
Dang. So they have 2 people shot, 1 killed. And unfortunately, it wasn't 2 men. There was also a woman involved. So we're going to get into what really happened in this shooting outside of this hospital, Henry Ford Hospital. And you're not going to like it.
Fluid. We're waiting for police to give us more information and update this situation. As soon as we get it, we'll bring it to you.
We are staying on top of breaking news as police continue to search for the man accused of shooting and killing his ex-wife this morning at Detroit's Henry Ford Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 4. I'm Carolyn Clifford. Take a look at your screen right now. This is Mario Green. Investigators say he fatally shot his ex-wife this morning in the basement of the hospital where she was an employee. Green's car was found this afternoon on Trojan and Lasser on the city's west side.
Dang. So he shot his ex-wife at the hospital. My man's crashed out, did the unthinkable, did the unspeakable, and went a route that no man should take. I don't know exactly what was going on in their relationship, why they split, what actually happened to push him over the edge, but it's something that can't be justified.
But Green remains at large. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach. Call police immediately. 7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley has been on this story since it broke this morning. He joins us now live from Henry Ford Hospital. So, Randy, what are you learning about the victim and the suspect?
Yeah, they were married for some time. That relationship ended and things really went south when that happened. Again, as you mentioned, I'm live out here in front of Henry Ford Hospital on Grand Boulevard on the city's west side. The scene here has been clear for a few hours, but earlier this morning, lots of activity, lots of police after they say Mario Green shot and killed his ex-wife in the basement of the hospital, placing the entire campus on lockdown. Mario Green is on the run, as you mentioned earlier.
Dang, so shot her in the basement of the hospital. I don't know what was going on with that scene outside, but, you know, might just be 2 different instances that happened where you have a vehicle that was shot up and the woman was shot and killed in the basement. But he went in there wide-eyed and determined to do what he did. Cameras everywhere. Everyone's looking. And he doesn't care. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Earlier, his vehicle was located earlier today. I spoke with the family of his ex-wife, Latricia Green, and they told me how they got the news about what happened to her. Here, take a look.
When you see his picture, it's like, I know him. And to think that it happened at the place where she worked, and you say ex-wife, it just kind of clicked a little bit. You didn't have to say who it was, you just knew.
DeAntoine Jones is Latricia Green's cousin. He and other family members are numb, still coming to terms with the fact their cousin was gunned down. It happened in the basement of Henry Ford Hospital on the boulevard in Detroit, where Latricia Green worked. The shooting forcing the campus into a lockdown. Police say the gunman is Mario Green, Latricia's ex-husband.
About a month ago, the wife had filed, or ex-wife filed, for a personal protection order. Unfortunately, it was not served on her ex-husband. So it almost brings us here today.
A manhunt now underway for Mario Green. His vehicle, a 2011 Dodge Charger, found abandoned about 15 miles from the hospital on the city's west side. Latricia's family, now desperate for justice, has this message for him.
We just hoping, you do the right thing. Turn yourself in, man.
Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, you'll hear more from Latricia Green's family. In the meantime, if you've seen Mario Green, if you have any information on his whereabouts, please call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. And remember, you can remain anonymous when you are relaying information that will get this guy off the street and in police custody. Reporting live on the city's west side, I'm Randy Wimbley, 7 News Detroit.
Yeah, Randy, thank you. I know you've been working hard on this story all day. Certainly sad to hear that personal protection order was not filed on her behalf. Thank you, Randy. We'll talk to you on later editions of Action News. Now, this shooting sending Henry Ford Hospital into lockdown as several law enforcement agencies responded. As Randy said, the lockdown is now lifted, and we are told there is no longer any danger to anyone at the hospital, but employees and patients are still shaken by today's terrifying moments.
Locked in a room with the doors and the lights off. It was horrible. It was the most horrible feeling, because when you're in a room and they tell you can't leave, and it's somebody shooting, you just don't know, and your life just starts flashing, in front of your eyes. So it's like, my children, my family. Oh God, I need to make it home. So I'm just glad to be out of there. And prayers to her family.
They're gonna need
That's
it.
horrible. That's a horrible thing, but I'm just thankful to be out of here.
And all the people that this man scared or endangered, it just gives a little insight as to his mental state and how much he really didn't factor in all the other lives that were going to be affected by his actions.
It is horrible, and just to hear her sound so frightened. Henry Ford Health sent us this statement about today's tragedy. It reads in part, "We are devastated by the loss of our Henry Ford Hospital teammate, and our hearts go out to her loved ones, her family, friends, and the people she worked with every day. We understand this tragedy is wide-reaching, and we recognize and sympathize with the pain this has caused." You can read the full statement on our website at WXYZ.com. Now, this is a developing situation, and we will continue to bring you the very latest on air and online.
Now, with a breaking news alert.
Murdered at work. A manhunt is underway in Detroit after a man walked into his ex-wife's job and opened fire, taking her life. Latricia Green Brown was shot in the basement of Henry Ford Hospital about 10 this morning.
And minutes after that shooting, police identified her ex-husband, Mario Green, as the suspect in that case. Security cameras caught him leaving the hospital just minutes after that shooting. Jay Scott Smith has been following the very latest developments in this case all day long. Jay, we now know Latricia had a valid personal protection order against Green.
Yes, indeed, she did. Good evening, everybody. And honestly, this was just a bad scene all the way around, as on this Friday night, as mentioned, one woman is dead. There are a lot of questions that need answering, and police are trying to get a dangerous man off the streets.
He produced a gun, handgun, and fired multiple shots, killing his ex-wife.
Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison laid out what happened this morning at Henry Ford Hospital around 10:15 a.m. Bettison named this man, 53-year-old Mario Green of Bloomfield Hills, first as a person of interest, but now he's the prime suspect in the shocking killing of Latricia Green Brown.
And I know, everybody's kind of asking what was the real motive, what was the reason why he did this, and it doesn't look like we're going to figure that out until, or if he actually says something and comes clean about this whole situation.
Set off a chaotic scene on West Grand Boulevard and a citywide manhunt.
We're actively looking for him. He is presumed to be armed and dangerous.
Surveillance cameras caught Green entering the hospital. From there, police say he went into the basement where Brown worked and shot her multiple times after an argument.
Damn.
After Brown was killed, he hopped in a white 2011 Dodge Charger and took off, headed north on the Lodge Freeway. The car was eventually found abandoned near Losser on the city's west side around 2 p.m., but Green remains on the loose. He's 6 feet tall and was last seen wearing all black and a gold chain. Mario Green also has a violent past, having served 6 years in state prison following a 2006 arson conviction.
Boom. So there you have it. I mean, the guy has an extensive background. Again, I've spoken on how these sisters need to do their research on the men they're getting with to see if they do have violent backgrounds. Obviously, you know, this probably was known, but it was overlooked. And I think these are big red flags. You got a arson charge. There was a 6-year prison sentence. Aggravated stalking, sentenced to 4 years probation. I mean, stalking is a big deal, and it shows that you have a obsession over someone and possibly the propensity to commit violence over a relationship.
He's also served 4 years on probation for aggravated stalking. And most recently in June, he just finished a 3-year probation stint for failing to pay child support.
And he's on child support.
Brown, meanwhile, had sought an order of protection against Mario Green, but he had yet to be served. Now, there have been questions about how he was able to get into the hospital. We have gotten a statement from Henry Ford Hospital saying, quote, "We have a comprehensive security plan in place that includes metal detectors at the emergency department and an on-site police force. We consistently strive to ensure our facilities are safe and our processes and procedures prioritize security. An internal investigation into this tragic incident is underway." Now, this manhunt for Mario Green continues. If you happen to see him, you are not to approach him. He's considered armed and dangerous. If you see Mario Green, make sure you contact the Detroit Police Department. We're live outside of Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. I'm Jay Scott Smith for Local 4.
Hopefully he's apprehended soon or he turns himself in. Jay, thank you for your report this evening. And our Click on Detroit team has been compiling information about this shooting. Right now, you can find everything we know about Mario Green and get a glimpse inside the hospital as first responders rushed inside. It's all on the homepage at clickondetroit.com.
Think that the next day you'd wake up and to hear just that the person was apprehended on the street?
Yeah, no, not this close to me, no. No, that's very unsettling.
Reginald Clark lives in the neighborhood just 15 minutes away from the hospital where the shooting took place. A tragic incident he had been following as it unfolded.
It was very shocking and very relieving that they got him off the streets.
In a statement, Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison said in part, "Our officers worked tirelessly to get this monster off the street. We have the best police department across the country, and I would like to thank our law enforcement partners who assisted us in apprehending Mario Green, along with the community who gave us numerous tips about the suspect. No person deserves what happened to Miss Latricia Green, and my heart and prayers go out to her family." After the lockdown ended at the hospital, we spoke to some of the people who knew the victim.
She never did nothing to nobody. She was a nice, generous person.
She was magnificent. She was more than a friend. She was a mother. She was a wife. She did her job.
Police say Friday morning, just before 10, Mario entered the hospital, proceeded to the basement where his ex-wife, 40-year-old Latricia Green, worked and fatally shot her multiple times. Soon after, he fled the scene in a white Dodge Charger. A few hours later, the multi-jurisdictional manhunt led the police to Detroit's west side, where Mario's car was found abandoned in a neighborhood off Losser just south of 8 Mile. But Mario was nowhere to be found till Saturday morning.
He was such a sweet person. Like, she didn't deserve what happened to her at all.
She was a woman crying out for help.
The victim's cousins also shared that Latricia's problems started many months ago when she was being harassed and stalked by her ex-husband. Court records show they divorced in 2018.
As early as last week, a friend of mine had told me that he followed her home from work and ran her off the road. So she went and made another police report.
Damn. I mean, this guy was gunning for her. Definitely had the one-itis, couldn't get over what happened in their relationship. And you just hate to see it.
Channel 7 News team uncovered that Latricia filed a personal protection order twice against Mario. The first one was on June 13th of this year, which was denied. The second was filed in July and approved, but police say the order was never served to Mario.
The massive manhunt for the man accused in a deadly shooting at a Detroit hospital is now over. Detroit police confirmed with 7 News Detroit overnight that 53-year-old Mario Green was taken into custody this morning near East Warren Avenue and LeMay on Detroit's east side. Detroit police say Green walked into Henry Ford on West Grand Boulevard around 10 a.m. Friday and fatally shot his ex-wife. 7 News Detroit reporter Faraz Javed joins us from Detroit's east side this morning. He has been staying on top of this developing story and has the latest. Faraz?
Good morning, Darren. So yes, that's right. In less than 24 hours, the massive manhunt for 53-year-old Mario Green has come to an end, who's accused of killing his ex-wife at Henry Ford Hospital's main campus in Detroit Friday morning. Now, the accused, Mario Green, was arrested overnight in this neighborhood on the Detroit's east side, Warren and LeMay. We do not know exactly which house or building he was found in, but police did tell us that just before 3, Mario Green was arrested. Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison shared with this statement. He says that officers worked tirelessly to get this monster off the street. We have the best police department across the country, and I would like to thank our law enforcement partners who assisted us in apprehending Mario Green, along with the community who gave us numerous tips about the suspect. No person deserves what happened to Miss Latricia Green, and my heart and prayers go out to her family. Now, police say Friday morning, that's yesterday, just before 10, Mario entered the main campus of Henry Ford's Hospital in Detroit, headed to the basement where his ex-wife, 40-year-old Latricia Green, worked, and shot her fatally multiple times. Soon after, he fled the scene in a white Dodge Charger. The scene from the hospital, our team was there, showed a massive police response, including federal law enforcement agencies, as that is the protocol in any active shooter situation. Of course, this hospital is put under a lockdown, and that is a protocol for any active shooter situation, as police were trying to piece things together. Then around noon, the lockdown was lifted and the massive manhunt was on. The police shared the description of Mario Green and his getaway vehicle with the media, which obviously in order to reach out for the public for assistance. And just a few hours after, the police found Mario's car abandoned on Detroit's west side, just actually 30 minutes away from here, near 8 Mile. Yesterday, we also spoke to some of the victim's friends who knew the victim, Latricia Green. Right after the lockdown, we got a chance to speak to them. This is what they had to say. Have a listen.
She was magnificent. She was more than a friend. She was a mother. She was a wife. She did her job.
She never did nothing to nobody. She was a nice, generous person.
She loved God. She focused on getting money and taking care of her family. Lord Jesus Christ, she was an amazing person.
Now, yesterday, obviously, we had team coverage covering this tragic incident. We also got a chance to speak to the victim, Latricia Green's family members, and we learned that Latricia Green's cry for help started many, many months ago. And Darren, when we come back in the next 30 minutes, I'll have more for that for you. For now, it's back to you.
All right, just a tragic story out there, Faraz, but it's good they've got their suspect in custody, and we will check in with you in the next 30 minutes.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Mario Green is in police custody. Investigators say he walked into Henry Ford Hospital Friday morning, went to the basement where his ex-wife Latricia Green worked, and fatally shot her. The shooting sparked fear throughout the hospital. Police arrested Mario Green around 3:30 a.m. Saturday morning on LeMay Street. Fox 2 caught up with Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison at a community event to talk about the arrest.
It took a lot of help from our ATF, our FBI, our Wayne County Sheriff, and everybody else, our Michigan State Police. Just everybody came out to help, and we were able to get him in custody and without incident.
Fox 2 has learned that Latricia Green had an active PPO against her husband. Sources confirm Mario Green called the hospital upwards of 50 times, looking for his ex-wife, and showed up on several occasions as the threats from him continued to escalate. Tamara Canada was a co-worker of Latricia Green's.
Coming to find out it was her, I broke down in tears because me and her used to like talk. Because I was telling her I was having problems with my child's father, and didn't know she was having problems of her own. And when she was telling me that she was having problems at home, I didn't have a clear picture of it, that she was really having problems at home.
In Detroit, Camille Mary, Fox 2 News.
Police say this is not the first time the man accused of fatally shooting his ex-wife has been in trouble with the law.
We have also learned that the woman who lost her life in today's shooting filed for a personal protection order just last month that was never served. 7 investigator Ross Jones joining us live right now here in studio with how in the world this could have happened.
Yeah, a lot of questions that need to be answered. Good evening to you both. Mario Green was convicted of aggravated stalking back in 2001 and spent 6 years in prison for arson before his 2012 release. But much more recently, his ex-wife said he posed an immediate danger to her, and she went before a judge to stop him.
The cries for help from Latricia Green could be seen in black and white. First, in a personal protection order sought on June 13th, when she said her ex-husband Mario Green was stalking her, that he continued to call my job and threatened to meet employees outside, and showed up to my job and tried to enter my office without my approval to get to me. The judge denied that PPO, but just over a month later, on July 20th, Latricia would seek another. This time, she said her ex-husband's behavior had escalated. Since I was denied, she said, he has now been able to break into my car and cut up my clothes, shoes, and steal belongings from me. And he followed me on multiple occasions and has tried to break my car window. I noticed him following me from Oak Park all the way back to the city and on Woodward and the Boulevard. He continued to try and turn his car into mine and block me off. He has continued to call my job and said he will not stop or stop coming after me. I have tried to be cordial, she said, because I feel that the system has now let me down each time that I have tried to make reports on this man. My father was murdered, and now with this situation, I am now in mental distress and scared, not knowing what to do. I have to constantly look over my shoulder to make sure this man is not following me to hurt me like he has done in the past with physical abuse.
Damn.
I am asking for help before this goes too far, she wrote, and things are too late.
So there was a warning. He was never served the order, but I still think there should be, or there should have been something that was able to be done to prevent this, but it doesn't look like the system was able to protect this woman, unfortunately.
This time, the judge granted the PPO, deeming Mario Green to pose a threat to his ex-wife. But there was a problem, according to DPD Assistant Chief Charles Fitzgerald.
Unfortunately, it was not served on her ex-husband, so it almost brings us here today.
Well, according to Wayne County's website, a PPO can be served through a process server or court officer, a third party, or by certified mail. We do not know if Latricia Green pursued any of those methods or if they would have made a difference at the end of the day. But it is so terrifying to read that she more or less predicted this. Just like
it makes your heart sink just listening to you say how many times she pleaded with the court for help and help to save her life.
She clearly saw this coming.
Thank you, Ross. And now we want to turn our focus to the victim. As you can imagine, Latricia Green's family, friends, and coworkers are simply devastated. Her family sharing photos with us tonight.
Our team coverage continues now with 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Alsanaida live with more from employees who hid in fear and coworkers who say they'll never forget their friend. Ruta.
Yeah, you guys, clearly just an emotional day for those that knew and loved Latricia Green, but also for the employees that were inside the hospital when those shots rang out, who had to run, hide, and pray that they weren't next.
It was horrible. It was the most horrible feeling, because when you're in a room and they tell you can't leave and it's somebody shooting, you just don't know. And your life just started flashing, in front of your eyes.
To say Tashina Stevens was shaken up after the deadly shooting inside her workplace Friday morning would be an understatement. Was your shift already over, or are you leaving early?
I'm leaving early. I need to get out of here. No, this scared me too bad. It just traumatized me too much. No.
53-year-old Mario Green allegedly shot and killed his ex-wife in the basement of Henry Ford Hospital just off West Grand Boulevard before taking off. Latricia worked at the hospital and was on shift that day. Those that knew and worked side by side with her are absolutely devastated by the news.
She loved God. She focused on getting money and taking care of her family. Lord Jesus Christ, she was an amazing person.
Henry Ford Hospital was on lockdown for about an hour after the shots rang out before opening back up to patients and visitors. Streets were closed as the manhunt continued for the suspect throughout the afternoon, but staff inside the building say there was a lot of fear and confusion.
They were walking with their guns, like with their hands on it, looking for this person. And we didn't know if he was still hiding, so we didn't know anything.
The disbelief still there too, knowing a life was taken far too soon in such a violent way.
She never did nothing to nobody. She was a nice, generous person.
She was magnificent. She was more than a friend. She was a mother. She was a wife. She did her job.
These employees now just hoping to heal and recover from such a terrifying day at work.
I cannot believe this. Okay, I cannot believe this.
Yeah, clearly emotions still running high, and the employees that are still trickling out of the hospital say they plan on hugging their loved ones just a bit tighter tonight. On the city's west side, I'm Ruda Olsinaida, 7 News Detroit.
Powerful reporting. Our hearts go out to all those affected there.
All of us feeling their shock and fear. Ruda, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.